So, Oppenheimer is the latest film brought to us by Christopher Nolan, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's based on the book American Prometheus. Oppenheimer tells the true life story of scientist J. Robert Oppenheimer, who in this film is portrayed by Cillian Murphy, as it also tells his role in the creation of the atomic bomb. Alrighty guys, so let's get into Oppenheimer.
Excellent!
I'm a massive Christopher Nolan fan. I mean, Christopher Nolan is one of the greatest living filmmakers out there. In fact, I think he's one of the greatest directors of all time. I have either liked his films or I have loved his films. When I heard that his next film was going to be a biography based on the man who had a very important role on making the atomic bomb, of course I was gonna be very hyped. Just knowing that Christopher Nolan was involved in this film, I mean, anytime you see a Christopher Nolan trailer, when you see the name "a film by Christopher Nolan," does that automatically get you to say, I need to see this movie right now? To say the least, insanely hyped, like sky high level of hype, walking into Oppenheimer when I saw it on Tuesday. And keep this in mind, on Tuesday, I'm filming this the night it comes out. Because here's the thing, while I would have loved to have gotten my review of this movie as soon as humanly possible, I just could not do it for one specific reason. Even now, as I am filming this review, I was speechless leaving this movie. And I am still speechless by just how much I was blown away by Oppenheimer. If I were to go through every single performance of this movie, going through this specific part alone would take, man. So all I'm gonna do is just say that everybody in this movie was incredible. There is not a single sore thumb within this stacked cast, whether it's one of the smaller roles, of course, one of the bigger roles. Seriously, every single performance in this movie is incredible. But did I have standouts in this film? Absolutely did. And those standouts, at least in my eyes, are especially, guys, Emily Blunt was incredible in the film. And even though Emily Blunt doesn't have the most screen time, she is easily one of my favorite scenes of the entire film. You guys know when you see it. Jason Clarke, I thought was absolutely brilliant. Alden Ehrenreich, I thought was great. Not to mention there's a couple of other performances which I didn't realize were in the movie. I don't want to spoil them for you guys. It made my jaw drop when I found out who this actor was. Matt Damon, I thought was absolutely phenomenal film. Robert Downey Jr., guys. Robert Downey Jr. easily gives his best performance, at least in my sense, Avengers Endgame, to which I know a lot of people are going to say that that's not his best performances. Bullshit, I think it absolutely is, but still, I mean, I have not seen him this good in so long, and you know what? Robert Downey Jr. better get his Best Supporting Actor nomination for this movie. He freaking better, because he has seen this movie where he just steals the entire scene and at sometimes steals the movie. I also forgot to mention Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh as well is great in this movie. Going to the main star of the show here besides one other person, and that is Cillian Murphy. Cillian Murphy, I thought, was absolutely brilliant as Oppenheimer, and I would really love to see him get nominated for Best Actor. He is just, again, I don't want to go into his performance too much because pretty much every other reviewer out there has already done their take on his performance, so all I'm going to say is that Cillian Murphy does a phenomenal job, especially in times where you can tell, or after a certain event has happened, and you can tell that while he has accomplished in his part and one of the most vital parts in history, at the same time, there are some moments in this movie to which that while he is doing his best to essentially put on a poker face, at least in my eyes, you can just tell deep in his eyes that he can feel the gravity of the situation that is going on. And especially during the court hearings in this film with Cillian Murphy, I thought were absolutely riveting. And that is the most I want to say. While Cillian Murphy is definitely the star of this movie, the other star of this movie, without a doubt, is Christopher Nolan and the way he tells a story. Christopher Nolan has made a film that I firmly believe will be remembered and talked about for such a long time. And it's not only because he has such a great job of telling one of the most important stories, I believe, in terms of history, in terms of World War II, and in terms of how important it is about the development of the atomic bomb. I was able to weave together all these elements and tell a riveting, a thrilling, and just an incredible character study, and on top of that, a great thriller, a great drama, a great war film, all in one. Astonishing achievement is definitely a word I would say, or a term I would say. There is a particular moment that involves a bit of dialogue and how a character is used later on in the film, and how Nolan pays off these little elements later on. I thought was absolutely genius. If you're all wondering, what about that scene? You know, the scene that Nolan had described as recreating a certain thing. All I'm going to say is this, guys. It is a showstopper, and my jaw dropped. I did see this film in 70mm, unfortunately, on IMAX, although I would really love to see this movie in IMAX if given the chance, especially 70mm, which I have heard is the way to see it. But if you can't see in 70mm, guys, seriously, Hoyt van Hoyama, I think I'm butchering his name for as long as I've been covering this guy's movies, but anyways, Hoyt van Hoyama's cinematography here is absolutely stunning, especially when you see the scenes that were shot in black and white. Watching Oppenheimer in 70mm felt like I was watching something from a time capsule. It felt like I was almost like I was watching a film in film school again. It was just so awesome to see as a film fan, and all I'm gonna say is that Hoyt van Hoyama's cinematography, Bergen nominated as well. Ludwig Göransson's score in this movie is so good. This is a score that the moment it comes available to order on record on vinyl, I want to get this score, because there are so many moments in this film that are not only spine-chilling, there are moments in the film that have so much tension. It brings in moments of horror as well, some great dramatic elements. This score is absolutely phenomenal. Oppenheimer is a film that, despite its long and dense runtime, I was never bored, I was never losing interest, I was always on the edge of my seat, I was always glued to the screen. This film's 3 hours flew right by.
Well, that's just fucking great!
The only real thing I can think of is that, sure, the film was 3 hours long, but did I care? No, because I was constantly in the entire time.
And here we go.
So overall, Oppenheimer left me speechless. This is a film that's gonna stay with me for a long time, and it's easily my favorite Nolan film since Inception. This is a riveting and thrilling character study filled with loads of tension, and it's told on such an epic and grand scale. I absolutely loved Oppenheimer. It is easily my favorite films of the year, and I'm absolutely going to give Oppenheimer a 5 out of 5. Go to this movie and get ready for one hell of a character study and a gripping biopic. This should be Bergen nominated for a bunch of Oscars. So comment down below and let me know. Have you guys seen Oppenheimer yet? What did you all think of it? Let me know below. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I'm also on Twitch. So if you guys want to follow me on all those social media platforms, all the links and the viewers' names are in the description below. I hope you'll enjoy my review of Oppenheimer. If so, please hit that like button, also subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell for my latest review goes live. If you guys want to see my previous 2 reviews, please click it right there or right there. And of course, until my next review or video goes live, I will see you all next time.